Greetings, fellow heathens. I'm Count Jackula.
And I'm the horror guru.
And we just saw Netflix's Godzilla animated movie series thing.
It's called Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters.
Jump back down. I'll put the fucking dogs on. You understand? God damn it.
Forgot the name.
Well, the fucking...
Well,
what is this thing?
It is simultaneously the best of Godzilla
And the worst. Like, okay, let me tell you this. All right, so what this is, before we get into evaluating it is a 3D cel-shaded anime that is currently on Netflix that is going to be a part of a series of 3D animated cel-shaded Godzilla movies that are on Netflix. Now, these are all done by Toho Studios Animation.
Yeah. So this is supposed to be OG Godzilla.
Yeah. This is for real Godzilla.
Though they do have one reference at the beginning to Muto, which leads me to believe that it's also connected to the American Godzilla in a weird way.
It would be if you're like, there's no way this Godzilla universe is going to end where this thing starts.
Yeah, probably
There's
not.
no fucking way, because this thing starts... Okay, first of all, there are space elves in this movie.
Yes, there are space elves.
There are space elves, and you're like, what kind of elf and lead bullshit is this? I'm like, yeah?
All right. Let me just tell you the premise of this movie, because I don't think any trailer properly prepares people for what the plot of this movie is. This movie is about humanity having left Earth because Godzilla and all his monster fights were just destroying everything. And so they just abandoned Earth, flew out into space.
Oh, no. You missed a step. As Godzilla was about to destroy the last of humanity, space elves come out of nowhere, give humanity a fucking giant spaceship to put all the last surviving humans aboard.
An ark, basically.
Yeah, an ark, and fly out into space to find another habitable planet, because there's only room for one thing on this planet now, and that's Godzilla.
And what we just described to you is not the movie, it's the backstory.
That is the backstory. And that fucking backstory, that is like the fuck. You ever seen the uncut version of fucking Frank Herbert's Dune?
Yeah.
You got that fucking animatic where they're like, yeah, let us tell you about the robot uprising that totally doesn't factor into the movie. And you're like, oh my fucking God, shut the fuck up. It's a lot of that.
What this movie is about humanity running out of resources, realizing that it is easier for them to light speed back to Earth and either recolonize Earth or gather resources than it is to try to find another planet, because they have like a 0.01 chance of finding another planet at this point.
Yeah.
So they decide to come back to Earth and fight Godzilla. But there's so many details there that we have to go with. We kind of have to wait.
God.
We kind of have to wait for spoilers to talk about.
Oh my God. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, if you thought that Godzilla 2014 took too long to get to Godzilla, you are not going to make it through this movie.
Yeah, if you
making it.
If you thought Godzilla 2014 or Shin Godzilla took too long, this movie takes the cake.
Oh my God,
this movie takes the cake.
Actually, I didn't think Shin Godzilla took too long. I just never got over Derpzilla.
To be fair to Shin Godzilla, you do get Godzilla right away.
Yeah. It does happen. It does happen, but like so many people complain about 2014 that were like, it took too long to get to Godzilla. Don't watch this one. You're never gonna make it.
You know, and the reason why I say that this is the best and the worst of Godzilla is that when Godzilla is on screen in this,
finally happens,
it's phenomenal.
It's really good.
It's totally Godzilla. This is animated Godzilla, so they could do some things that they could go farther with than they could with other.
Well, it made me wonder why we fucked around for 40 minutes.
I know.
Because you're like, it's an animated movie. We could have we don't have to worry about the budget as much. We could just do what the fuck ever.
And this is where it's the worst of Godzilla, because traditionally Godzillas have that problem where because they have to save all their best stuff for the end of the movie, we basically have like an hour and a half of just bullshit random pseudoscience talk of people in rooms talking with one another about
people
science.
Just having like or even worse, a philosophical discussion. Oh my god.
And this movie does that. But what's weird about this movie doing that is that it's animated, so it feels like you could
yeah.
What's the point? You could do more.
Yeah, it's like why couldn't it just be 20 years ago we were chased away from the Earth. Now we've come to reclaim the planet, and that's the movie.
Well, because here's the thing I'll say, like, as much as people complain about Godzilla 2014, there is a lot of cool set pieces before Godzilla shows up. Because there's another monster. Now, this movie had a really awesome set piece at the beginning. This whole sequence where we're introduced to our main character, and he is basically holding a supply ship hostage because they're planning on abandoning a bunch of old people because they're low on resources.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want the old people just to be
abandoned and die. Yeah.
So he's basically holding a bunch of their resources hostage. And there's this intense standoff between him and the government and yada, yada, yada. And that was a really cool sequence. But after that, it's just talking heads until they get back to the planet.
It's also really weird. It also has this problem, and that is this, where you find yourself going, why would you throw these people into an arc to the surface of a planet? You're in 0G.
You could just
take them out. People, you could just wait them out, and that would waste less resources.
Well, here's the other problem.
Because the ship that they're in is a resource.
Well, here's the other problem. We're going to abandon... Here's the other problem with this on a plot level. Okay, so you're abandoning these people because you want to save resources so you can find another planet. But immediately after that, you decide not to find another planet and just go back to Earth.
Yeah. And so you're like, well, that was pointless.
You didn't need to get rid of the old people.
Yeah. There was like no point to that shit.
Now, unless you just want to say that the higher-ups are just evil, you might want to bring that up. And maybe that's something they're going to do in one of these sequels.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, this is going to be like a series like Sherlock is a series, but like each episode is like a movie.
I think so, because that's how Netflix is organizing it.
Yeah, because it's not under movies, it's under series.
Yeah, you got like season 1 and season 2 and season 3, and each season's an individual movie.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird.
It's weird. And so, like, I'm so torn on this thing because there's a lot of stuff I loved about this movie, but, like, there's also a lot of stuff that just feels like padding.
Oh my god, there's so much padding. Yeah.
Like way worse than anyone could ever say Godzilla 2014 was.
Oh yeah. Like Godzilla 14 I actually thought was a pretty concise movie.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Like if you just want Godzilla, then I can see how you might be bored leading up to Godzilla. But the thing is that there's another monster that rampages before that.
Look, I am okay with Big G, you gotta wait for Big G's appearance.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for him like you gotta wait for a fucking earthquake or a hurricane. It takes a while. I'm okay with that. The problem is in this movie, what they make you wait for is shit you don't care about at all.
Well, that's the thing. In this movie, you don't even have another monster because they're in
space.
And they're not even like doing cool things like the opening sequence where they're having like space standoffs and fights.
It's one of those things where it would have actually have been better if there had been no humans, if it had just been the space elves out to colonize a planet. They find Earth 20,000 years after Godzilla's destroyed everything, and now they have to fight Godzilla and discover the old secrets of humanity. That would have made a much better movie.
Yeah. And
I hate to say it, but the human element of this movie drags it down worse than any other Godzilla movie, with the potential exception of Terror of Mechagodzilla. Now, you're going to be like, but Jack, the Mechagodzilla movie is awesome. This is the one that comes right after the one you're thinking about, where Godzilla doesn't fight Mechagodzilla. He fights Titanosaurus.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. You forgot about it. You forgot about it. I can't forget about it. That thing's a piece of shit and I hate it. The worst parts of this movie are like that, but the best parts are like Final Wars.
Yeah.
Like, the best parts are great. You're like, yeah, fucking shoot up fucking Godzilla with laser beams. You're like, yeah! And that's cool, but that's like, you have to wait so fucking long before that fucking happens. And the entire time I'm just sitting there going like, what are space elves doing here?
Well, that's the other thing. The space elves are there, and you really don't do anything with them other than try to justify how they got into space.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's like, why are we doing it this way?
And even so, it's like, okay, is there a backstory? Maybe they go into it, and my eyes were glazing over because I was getting bored. But, like, is there a reason why they don't go to Space Elf Planet?
Because their planet was also destroyed by a Godzilla.
Okay, so Godzilla's just this thing from space.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not Godzilla 2014.
Yeah, well, not.
So it's a new continuity for Godzilla.
Yeah, it's a different continuity, even though the Godzilla looks like the Godzilla from 2014.
Here's the other thing. This is another complaint I have with this movie. It's called Godzilla: Planet of the Monsters, right?
Right.
There's just Godzilla.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other monsters.
There are monsters, but they're all like Godzilla monsters.
Yeah, they're like, well, there's these weird dragon things that show up, but I was really hoping when they got down to the planet, there would just be a bunch of giant monsters roaming around.
You're hoping, how to put it, you're hoping the old Rogues Gallery would be there. There's King Ghidorah, there's Hedorah, there's Mothra.
Especially when they tease so many of them at the opening credits.
They did.
Like,
they teased a bunch of them.
I was really hoping that they were going to, like, show...
And there was no reason not to deliver on some of that. There's no fucking reason. It's like, what, yeah, like, okay, fucking Godzilla's over there. They could have fucking fought Rodan as the warm-up.
I mean, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
You know, you could even have, like, done a cool thing with Rodan and, like, made him some sort of, like, weird, different Rodan. Like, I don't know.
It doesn't even matter. It could have still been Rodan, and I would have been like, yeah, we're fighting Rodan
They even, like, super teased.
We never fight Rodan with airplanes. Come on, let's do this.
Here's the other thing. At the beginning of the movie, they teased so hard Mechagodzilla, and that doesn't happen.
They did! They teased Mechagodzilla!
Like when it shows humans leaving the planet, it's like they try to start Mechagodzilla, and it doesn't turn on. And I'm like, okay, so that means the main character, when he gets back to Earth, is going to find Mechagodzilla, turn it on, and that's going to be the final fight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they set up the main character as being obsessed with defeating Godzilla.
Yeah, like, I thought for sure, I knew it was going to be a series going in, so I knew it was going to be a second movie, but I thought for sure that the end of the first movie would be them finding the vault that Mechagodzilla is kept in.
That
but it never happened!
And that may be another thing. My problem with this movie may be very similar to, like, Force Awakens-ness, is that, like...
Oh my god, if that's the way it is, it super fucking has those flaws.
Because you're not intending to end it with this story and you're going to continue it with another movie, you don't conclude some of the things you've teased until later, which, I mean, that may work out if these other movies are better than this one, but...
Well, like, I was just thinking about... Well, I will say this. It probably was a good idea to format this as a movie, because if you wanted to do this as a television series, you would have lost me about the third episode.
Oh, God, yeah. Where's Godzilla?
Where's Godzilla? Come on, man. It's Godzilla Planet of the fucking
Even
monsters.
The Godzilla show
with space elves.
Even the Godzilla show with Godzuki has Godzilla in the first episode.
It does. Well, like, fucking, like, okay, so if you want my opinion about what is better, this movie or the 1997 animated Godzilla show done by the same people who did the Men in Black cartoon.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That Godzilla show is so far better than this one until you get to the final fight. The final fight of this movie is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
It's really good.
The humans versus Godzilla is actually way more exciting than I expected it to be, because I was really worried. I'm just like, oh man, he's not going to fight a giant monster. But when they actually do confront Godzilla and have their full-on assault with him, like, you feel it.
Yeah,
you actually feel the intensity.
It's really good. The problem is, the thing that makes me the most mad about this is it's going to be up to the next Godzilla animated season or whatever you were going to call it. To justify this one.
Yeah.
And that makes me mad. That's what I didn't like about Force Awakens, because I was like, I don't like leaving the justification for this movie up to the next one.
Yeah, that really worries me when you do that.
Yeah.
Because that means if you flub up the next one, then...
It's just broken. It's just completely broken.
Whereas if you just make a complete movie like Spider-Man, then Spider-Man's always going to be good regardless of Spider-Man 2 or 3. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I love Spider-Man, Raimi's Spider-Man 1 and 2. 3 has moments I love.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
If you were like, are they as good as the other two? No. 3's not as good as the other two. You know, but this one is going to absolutely depend on the sequel, whether or not it's worth it.
You know, and they tease some stuff at the end that makes it look like, okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I can give it. It's on Netflix. All it's going to cost me is an hour and 40 minutes of my time.
Exactly.
I can give it a shot, but god damn it, if you want to have an expectation going in, it's going to be this. You're going to be really excited in the first 5 minutes, and then you're going to wait for 40 minutes. And then, after you've waited 40 minutes, you're going to be like, okay,
yeah,
you're going to watch it, and you're going to be really entertained, and then you're going to be like, why weren't we doing that the whole time?
Yeah. So, like, I enjoy this movie, but definitely of the 3 Godzilla reboots that they did, 2014, Shin Godzilla, and Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, this is definitely third.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will say this. The one thing it does have over Shin Godzilla is you do feel like it's still Godzilla.
Well, yeah.
Shin Godzilla has the problem of going, what?
But I will say this about Shin Godzilla, is that Shin Godzilla is, I was way more engrossed in the talking heads of that movie than I was in the talking heads of this one.
Yeah. The way they paced that shit out, it was it's really funny. It was the first movie where I was like, Shin Godzilla was the first movie where I was like, holy shit, I'm actually really invested in this human plot.
Yes.
Because it's all about a guy just trying to avert a political and ecological disaster, and he can't do it because everyone's an asshole.
Yeah, just complete incompetence.
Yeah.
On a government level. And a great metaphor for the whole, like, Fukushima disaster. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I mean, the Godzilla itself was a little wacky.
They went bizarre with that one. And here's the thing. At least I hadn't seen it before.
I will give it. It was an original take on the King of Monsters.
You know?
But
that's what happens when you give the Evangelion guy Godzilla.
Yeah, never let it be said that doing stupid shit that doesn't quite work is a purely American invention.
Yes.
No.
So I guess now we can get into like we should get into like the super spoilers.
Jesus Christ, are there any at this point?
Oh, well, we haven't talked about the fact that, you know, the movie takes place 20 million years into the future.
Yeah, I think it's 20,000. I think you're right the first time.
Like,
but yeah, so it's 20,000 years in the future. Don't ask. And
because mind you, the main character was a child when they left Earth and watched Godzilla destroy a bunch of the spaceship arcs they had.
Yeah, and that's like in 2150 or whatever.
And it's like 20,000 years later when they get back to the planet because light speed.
Yeah, because of light speed travel. Yeah.
And you're just like, I am going cross-eyed. And the thing is, the movie keeps expanding the time length.
Yeah.
Like, they start off at, like, 20,000, then they're 200,000, then it's, like, 20 million, and you're just like, wait, what are we doing?
You know,
why does it, when you get to that many millions, why does it matter anymore how long it's been?
Yeah. Why can't we just say we have no fucking idea how long it's been?
And it turns out the reason why they're doing that the entire movie is to justify the last shot of the movie.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, pretty cool shot, but I don't think they needed to go that far to justify it.
Yes, and this is probably the only thing that you can spoil for the movie, and that's why this is under the spoil section.
Yeah, even though it's short.
And that's that the Godzilla that they fight in this movie is not the original Godzilla, it's one of his kids, and when they kill him, the original Godzilla awakens, and in the 20 million or 1,000 years it's been since this fucking original Godzilla showed himself, he has grown to astronomical size.
Yeah. He's like the size of Mount Fuji at this point.
Maybe even bigger.
Like, he's gigantic. Like, he fucking sits up, and it's like the fucking island of Japan is just woken up. And you're like, oh yeah, that's the other thing I thought was kind of funny. I was willing to roll with this, though, which is apparently everything just happens in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, they land in Japan, they leave from Japan, they fight Godzilla in Japan.
You want to talk about, like, weird plot decisions? You're sitting there in that movie going, like, okay, so this Godzilla is how big? Okay, the one that you think is the original Godzilla but isn't. This Godzilla is how big? Why not just go to a different continent? Like, why not go to...
Yeah, why not go to North America?
Yeah, North America, maybe even mainland China if he's just going to be hanging out in Japan. Like,
Yeah. If he's going to be hanging out there, he's just going to be like, whatever, that's cool.
You know, like, maybe if you did that, you could have delivered on the Planet of the Monsters, you know?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, everywhere they go, there's a bunch of giant monsters everywhere.
Yeah, we're trying to colonize this planet. There are monsters everywhere!
But they treat it like the whole planet is just Japan, which because of how Japan's just this one...
It's very small in comparison to, like,
It
China
makes you go, like,
America.
I feel like there's more places you could go.
Yeah, there kind of is, but I mean, but with that said, got giant fucking 20,000 meter Godzilla fucking standing up, pretty righteous.
It's true, but I mean, if your fucking probe says he's in Japan, then why not go to the other side of the planet?
I know it's not like it's not like you don't have a Midwestern North America that's on the exact opposite part.
Exactly,
of the globe.
go to the other side of the planet. He might show up, but I mean, how often does
It's
he
gonna
come
take
over
him a
here?
while to get there.
Yeah.
You know, you just be like, "Yo, guys, what? Godzilla's coming. Shit, how long is it gonna take? About 3 months. Why don't we just move to Mexico?"
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Especially if you're just coming to gather resources so you can go back out and find a new planet.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. You know, if it's just like, look, let's just come back home, fucking raid mom and dad's fridge, do our laundry, and split.
Now, granted, I know that the main character wants to reclaim Earth. Like, that's his big goal.
But
I feel like you could either reclaim Earth by fighting the giant monster or just going to the opposite side of the globe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've lived in space. How hard is Antarctica at that point, really?
Yeah, come on.
You know?
At least there's water.
Yeah. There's all kinds of water. Just feel like, hey, let's apply some heat to this ice.
I mean, you have the space elves. They could probably convert salt water.
I am predicting in the second movie, Space Elf's going to have magical powers.
I have no idea because the movie ends with him being taken away by Princess Mononoke, so I don't know what's happening anymore.
You don't. Oh, God, that's fucking right. That's right. There's still humans on planet Earth, but they're all like fucking like wild humans that speak like weird Godzilla language. Look, I'm not saying I'm not seeing that second movie. I'm just saying that thing has a lot of heavy lifting to do.
And I know that our review is super fucking harsh on this thing, but I did enjoy myself.
It was fun. But everything that pissed me off really pissed me off.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and it's not even like you're super that angry so much. All right. This is you watching Godzilla Play on the Monsters. That's pretty good. What'd that have to do with anything?
Exactly.
What'd that have to do with anything? Oh, hey. Oh, I bet that's going to come back at the end of the movie.
No.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I guess if you're doing three movies, you don't
do. Quick, everybody. It's time to have another committee meeting. Let's have a committee meeting. Hey, Space Elf, what do you think? I'm going to say something vaguely religious and enigmatic. Okay. We get time to have that. Let's fight Godzilla now. No. Everyone knows you have to have 3 committee meetings before you're even allowed to confront Godzilla. Oh, God, fine. Okay, fine. So you have 3 committee meetings. You're like, can we beat Godzilla now? He's sleeping. So fucking 40 minutes into this damn thing, it finally starts. You could fucking take the first 10 minutes, cut out the next fucking 30, and just have them go from him leaving the planet to him landing back on the planet. It's the same fucking movie.
You're not wrong.
Why the how is the second movie going to justify 30 minutes of wasting my time? This is the first time I watched a Godzilla movie where I legitimately went, you are wasting my time. Why is this happening? This felt like there are Gamera movies that are better paced than this. What's happening? Oh my God. And I don't mean those remake Gamera movies. I mean that OG shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Fucking, like, it's like, hey, would you rather watch fucking the 30 minutes of that Godzilla movie or Baragon versus Gamera? I'm like, fucking hit me, fucking, like, rainbow fucking magic power monster. Oh my God.
I always liked like Gamera. I spun in this weird circle. I always just imagine that Gamera would just get headaches.
Well, my feedback problem, It's not that I loved the idea of a giant space turtle that had like adventures and saved kids. But God damn it. Could Gamera please, like, that first one's okay. But after that, it's like, hi, I've got an idea. Why doesn't Gamera be the main character in his own fucking movie? You know, like, Godzilla is at least the main event in a Godzilla movie. It's like a wrestling match. You gotta wait for it. Hulk Hogan don't beat the fucking, like, Ultimate Warrior in the first half.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. But like
he can't even pin him the first 2 times.
Yeah. We know how these things go. You got to wait for the main event for the Big G to fucking lay the smack down.
Yep.
You know, he's got to do the 5 moves of doom and go woo, you know, and all that shit.
Are you talking about Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair?
I'm talking about look, Godzilla is all wrestlers. He's all wrestlers, including the fucking Undertaker, including John Cena. Boo boo boo.
What is in your drink, my friend?
Cognac.
Okay.
All right. But the point is, fuck, man. I don't know what to tell you guys.
This is what this movie did to Jack.
This is what this movie did to me. It's like fucking Vietnam. It's a lot of, it's like there are a few really important bits and then a lot of waiting. Why? It's a movie. If I want to wait, I'll just sit on my couch and watch nothing. Like, I don't know why, but I was pissed.
I didn't realize you were this pissed about
I didn't realize I was this pissed either. But I was fucking mad. I'm just sitting there going, okay. It's the first Godzilla movie. No, I will not say that I haven't fallen asleep during a Godzilla movie. Of course I have. I'm human.
I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah, who hasn't?
That's a rite of passage.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, I fell asleep during a Godzilla movie. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. But this one pissed me off. The more I think about this plot, the angrier I get.
Well, because there's a lot of it that doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
This makes less sense than a lot of Godzilla plots.
Yeah, like you know what happens, but when you put it together in your mind as to what the story actually is, you're like, why?
Well, because it's not complete.
That's no, it's super incomplete.
There's a lot of like Chekhov's guns that don't even come into play. Like these little things set up at the beginning of the movie that should come back at the end, but they don't.
Yeah,
probably because it's going to be a bunch of movies, so it's not going to come back until the last movie.
Yeah, well, which I hope they fucking do, because fucking I remember the fucking Gamera series did that in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Like, how blue are those balls at that point? At this fucking point? Is Gamera ever going to come back? No, they're just going to reboot that shit at some point.
They already rebooted it.
They already did?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's right, they did.
What was it, Gamera the Brave? Where
Gamera the Brave.
The little kid finds the turtle and it grows up to be Gamera.
Yeah, and they fucking have to, like, take it to, like, Kyoto and shit on that fucking barge or whatever.
Something like that,
Yeah. We're never going to find out what happened with Gamera after he flew off onto space.
Oh, no, the 90s trilogy's over.
It's over. It's done,
It ends
man.
on a cliffhanger, and that's just the way it is.
It's just done.
That's a rite of passage, getting to that cliffhanger. And then just sit there going like, that's the end? I hate you.
Yeah, well, like, Toho is a better shot of fucking bringing back those fucking Mothra movies than fucking whatever, the fucking Sandy Frank or whatever the fuck that place is called as of getting back to that Gamera. Like, I still can't believe that fucking, like, dude, I can't believe there's a point where you're like, Gamera's fighting the spirit of a dead cat.
Revenge of Iris.
He's like, what is happening? What is even going on?
Don't question it, it's Gamera.
Yeah, don't question it,
he's the friend of all children, but not cats.
Fuck cats, we step on them by the truckload. But children, on the other hand, look, there's limits. It's fucking limits. You're like, all right.
Well, I fucking love those 90s Gamera movies because they present Gamera like a superhero, but you're watching him like topple buildings that people are clearly in.
It's like fucking watching Man of Steel a Gamera.
Yeah,
You know?
and then you get to the third movie, and it acknowledges that there were people inside, and you're just sitting there going like, I don't know if you should have done that, because now my problem with the movie apparently was legit.
Yeah, well, like, you wanted to make up for its sins, not fucking double down on them.
And I feel bad, because I actually do like those first two a lot, and that third one just, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, I gotta agree. I kind of liked. Well, the thing I really like. God damn it, we're talking about the '90s, the Gamera Guardian of the Universe movies. Like this is what Godzilla, fucking Planet of the Monsters, has done to us. We're fucking talking about the Gamera Guardian of the Universe movies. This is what Vietnam did to me. God damn it!
Do you want to tell them where they can find you, Jack?
Follow me on Twitter at @count_Jackula. I stream on Thursdays and Sundays. Check out both my Twitch and my fucking YouTube for the stream because, god damn it, things are kind of in flux. But what isn't in flux is that on Thursdays we start at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and on Sundays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you want to see me stream random video games, go to fucking Twitch and fucking follow me there. Subscribe, give me donations, give me your fucking money, because this is the pain I live in every day! I just... Why, man? Why? Fucking space elves! I don't hate space elves, but why? Why are they here?
I don't know, man. Sometimes you just gotta hurt.
Love hurts.
Hey, man. Sometimes the things we love hurt us the most.
Oh.
You balanced that pretty well.
Apparently. Alright, so until then, be fellow heathens. Oh, god damn it, fuck you.